They call me Kraven the Hunter.
The long-awaited movie, Kraven the Hunter, has finally been released. Decades in the making. The best out of all of Spider-Man's villains. Yet critics and audiences alike are hating it. How could this be? Could it be true? Could they have taken all the right ingredients and made a terrible meal? I don't think I'm going to go watch the movie because I think it would just break my heart at all the potential wasted. The YouTube reviews are basically all the same. They just say it has terrible writing, terrible effects, terrible everything. I watched the reviews so that you won't have to. But I'd like to focus on what could have made this the greatest movie ever. It should have been a purposely camp movie. Or you might say schlocky, or cheesy, or cringe, but intentionally cringe. Essentially a comedy played completely straight. So first, the costume. I really like Jimmy Kimmel's take on it. Except that ideally you want someone like Aaron Taylor Johnson to be playing it completely straight in that ugly, ridiculous costume. Or possibly modeled on like Lion-O from the Thundercats. He could have vampire teeth or beast teeth, lion teeth, whatever that looks like. He could have like long hair with a mane. And he could drive a car kind of modeled on the Batmobile but covered in fur. Oh, and he could have a roar like a lion. So he actually roars. The truth is, nobody knows who Kraven is, nobody cares. When I say nobody, I mean nobody who is going to go see the Sony version anyways. And it's not like Sony ever cared about comic book accuracy in the first place. So I would propose that you discard the whole Kraven storyline and just copy Tarzan. And I mean copy it to the point where he finds a girl named Jane and she educates him and brings him into society and has to teach him how to use a spoon and fork and knife and whatnot. When he meets her, he tries to impress her by climbing up a coconut tree and getting a coconut for her, and then opening it with his bare hands. He cracks it open and gives it to her. And then when she brings him to like New York, he thinks that her cat is like a predator, so he kills it. And she gets really mad at, or no, she gets mad at him, but then she just shakes his head and she goes, "Oh, Kraven." And when she first meets him in the jungle, he's like swinging through vines, like with vines, like Tarzan. And you can actually have him say, and I'm again like totally playing it straight though. "Me, Kraven, you, Jane." And since he's a hunter, you could copy a lot of the Predator stuff from the movie Predator. So you actually give him a gun, like, on his shoulder, like the Predator has. And it just blows things up. And you could, like, you got all this source material. You could use Crocodile Dundee, and you could take all the best parts of Crocodile Dundee and put them in this movie. And you could have a twist where, you know, she thought she was teaching him, but in the end, she realizes he really taught her the lessons of nature. You can borrow from the Lion King, you know. She learns about, you know, the circle of life and how we have to, you know, nature and all this stuff about animal rights. And, you know, he's a vegetarian. And she can be like, "Wow, I thought you were going to be some bloodthirsty savage, but you're actually kind to animals." You know, and Kraven takes her back to his home where he's got all these, like basically a farmer, and he's growing carrots, and for all the animals he's growing plants. And you could like have him put a farmer hat on while he's tending to the farm, and he milks cows. I mean, this is when he's not doing his official job of like protecting the jungle in his Kraven mobile. He's got like a tractor that he drives while to like till the soil or whatever you call it. And again, it has to be played completely straight, right? Not like a Jimmy Kimmel spoof. It has to be dead serious with like Aaron Taylor Johnson is a great actor, so he can do it. He plays it like dead straight. You can also borrow from Dr. Dolittle where he talks to all the animals and it's adorable. And even Snow White where like all the animals are his friends and he sings to them. And again, like you steal from The Lion King, he's got a wise monkey that he talks to that gives him advice. And Jane doesn't know what the monkey's saying, and she thinks it's just a stupid monkey at first. Until she gradually learns the monkey's language and realizes that the monkey's like a wise old monkey. So she chooses to give up New York to live with Kraven in the jungle. And then at the end they have a kid, and when the kid comes out, the first thing that the kid does, instead of cry, it lets out a big like lion roar. And then the movie's over. It ends like that. Yeah, and the baby has a mane like his dad. Yeah, the baby comes out after Jane, right when she gives birth, the baby comes out fully clothed in like the Kraven costume.
If you support gays, click like. If you respect blacks, comment. If you think women are people too, click the notification bell. And if you care about sick children, subscribe.